wanted to get in on this playtest for the finals.
Oh, yeah, I tried it and I deleted it. Wasn't that good.
Are you insane?
I like the breaking aspect. I'm gonna check it out again once it comes out. I think it's all right, honestly.
I think this is fantastic. This is about to become my new obsession.
That's my thing. I don't want to play that.
Yeah, it needs more modes, but I mean it's a playtest, so they're probably just giving you like the base game modes or whatever its main thing is. I don't mind the objective-based element to it. There does need to be more variety in the modes. They both just, the two they got for this playtest do kind of feel very samey and are basically just collect money.
I think they suck.
Oh, they're okay.
I don't like them. I'd rather like them test with like a team deathmatch mode or something like something else like included in this.
Well, the point of a test is to make sure everything works, and you can find out if. Like, obviously, if shooting and killing works, then team deathmatch is going to work. Like, so I can see them wanting to test, like, okay, do our objectives work? Does this work?
You can't make it so that it's not, like, you can't, pick your own mode in that sense, then. You can just have it rotating. I don't care. If that's what you need to do to have team deathmatch in, then yeah, do that. I imagine they'll have a team deathmatch once the game launches. I'm just saying, for a test, you want to, like, get as many people playing specific modes as possible if those are the specific modes that haven't been tested. And that's pretty much what they're doing. I'm pretty sure the fear was during the playtest, if you have a team deathmatch mode, everyone's just going to play the team deathmatch mode. And then you've got no one testing your other thing. Or you won't have enough people testing your other thing. Where are my teammates? Okay, you guys just abandoned me. Wow, I have shitty teammates. I mean, it seems like it'd be a great team-based game, but it's the fucking movement in this. I was also hoping
that I've fallen in love with.
Like a 2v, like team, like one team versus one team, like secure area style, kind of more like Siege. If that was like a mode in here, I'd probably play it. I don't know if you're gonna get, because this doesn't seem like that's the gameplay style this is going for. Then I'm probably not gonna be interested.
Oh, your mic's doing some weird shit.
Sorry. Cat is next to me.
Yeah, so whatever you said, I didn't pick up on it.
Said I probably won't be that interested in it then.
It's just the way it feels is what's got me wanting to play it more. This is a movement-based game. This is what good movement is supposed to feel like. This game kind of highlights the problem I had with Call of Duty trying to turn itself into a movement-based game when clearly Modern Warfare 2 was built from the ground up to be all about the gunplay and less about the movement. So just making shit faster does not make for a good movement-based game, and that's my problem with Call of Duty. You made it faster, but the movement's not good. This game was built from you don't move as fast in this as you do in Call of Duty, but the movement feels like I have so many more options. Like, this is clearly built from the ground up to be a movement-based shooter. God damn it.
Yeah, I just, like, I'm not,
the gunplay needs work.
General gameplay, like, I'm okay
with the
guns. I'm okay.
Well, there needs to be more variety in the guns. I'm not happy with a lot of them.
I'll agree with that. Like,
but like the ones they got, well, yeah, and the ones they got, there's not enough like options. It's just, I mean, I kind of like it to an extent, but I wish that there were some attachment options for these guns.
Honestly, I really think this game could have a nice mix of modes. Give us like a Valorant style. I'd be interested. Like, I want a CS:GO style for this. It'd be fucking fun.
I just feel that they nailed the movement in a way Apex wishes it could. Like the movement in this feels so good. They give you so many options, and even though you're not moving nearly as fast as you do in something like Call of Duty, Like, I'm not moving as fast as in Call of Duty, but I have so much more control over this character.
I'll say this, the zip line in Apex, like, Pathfinder is still better than the zip line in this game.
Yeah. I mean, there's still, obviously, tweaks that need to be made.
If you play Pathfinder, movement in Apex is fun as fuck. It is, like, there's so much little tech to it. Like, it's why I'm pissed they got rid of slide boosting. Because I'm like, there's characters like Pathfinder who exist, who can just fucking zip themselves over a fucking wall and 30 feet and slide into it and fucking travel super fucking fast, shooting your ass. But I can't turn around and hit the fucking ground to go faster.
Where are my teammates? Guys, I am a fucking heavy. I should not be beating you to this objective.
I hope they aren't planning on making this a trend.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hold shit down on my own. Like, I feel like I'm on my own right now.
They're playing team deathmatch, bro.
They ain't even doing that. They're not near people. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they're doing. They're nowhere near the objective. Which is where all the enemies are. If you were playing team deathmatch, wouldn't you go where people were to shoot them? Like they're in the middle of nowhere. Like they're not. I don't know where they're going. Like I run to the objective, which is clearly marked on the map. As soon as it spawns, I get there before them. I turn around and I think they're behind me, but they're not. They're just nowhere in sight, and I mean nowhere.
Yeah, bro, they heard somebody shoot over next to them and they started running to the side.
I mean, there's no one near them. Like, it just is, my mind's genuinely blown right now. Get down there. Doing the Reinhardt thing. Find us. Steal it. I got you, buddy. Don't stop the steal! Don't stop the steal! Steal it, please!
The Kingfish are back.
Alright, we got it. Up here with me!
Are they fucking stealing it or not?
We got it, we own it, but I don't know where they went. It's like they stole it and then ran away.
I think they died. Yeah, they died.
Well, the one below me was alive for a minute, but if he'd have stayed with me and stayed behind my shield and shot through it, then we'd have been fine. Damn it.
Yeah, no, I want to like this game. I don't really like the modes, so it's really hard for me to vibe with it.
Like I love the aesthetic. I love the gameplay.
Okay,
Everything feels so feels so smooth. The powers aren't like obnoxious. There's just enough variance in the classes and the balance to provide utility without feeling OP. It feels pretty good and balanced. There's a few things I feel are kind of OP that I think are just going to be what everyone just railroads themselves into, so the balance isn't perfect. But for the most part, there's variety in the playstyles within those classes too. Like you can be a heavy and play like Reinhardt, or you can be...
My main problem is that I think that this game is going to either need to enforce some kind of like class diversity among teams.
Well, it does when you play ranked. Playing ranked, it forces
One of each.
Yeah, a light, a medium, and a heavy.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that means that's okay. I didn't try ranked because I was like, it's whatever.
Yeah, so the ranked mode does that, and quick play lets you just play whatever. All right, I gotta do one more as the heavy. I've been doing medium.
No, like I don't like that if that's the rank mode. Ooh. I hope that's not their
I mean, that's what
they're going with.
What?
It's not good.
No, I mean, what specifically?
I don't like the caching. It's just not I don't like that.
I thought
don't
you meant
like
the
that
having
mode
to...
COD.
Oh, I thought you meant the having to pick one of each class.
Yeah, no. I just
No, I've
don't
just
like
been
the
doing quick play.
Like, dude, honestly, I seriously think they could do a really
Bankit
cool,
is
like...
Bankit's kind of team deathmatchy. That's where you kill them and you just... It's basically kill confirmed from Call of Duty. Where it's still team deathmatch, but you have to collect coins after you kill them. So they kind of have team deathmatch. I mean, that's what Bankit pretty much feels like.
I don't know, like... It's kind of weird to do 3. It really is. It's really weird to do 3.
3 what? 3 on a
3
team?
classes. Like, yeah, like,
Oh.
3... Like, it's a weird number.
I mean, worked for Apex,
Like,
so...
Yeah, but Apex also has, like, 6 classes for their characters. They don't, you know, like, they give you 3 on a team, but there's multiple, like, there's still multiple classes, so you could make it work in a 4v4. And that's why I'm pissed at Apex all the time. Because I'm like, you could make this a 4 fucking player game. You're just pussies and won't fucking do it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This isn't about classes. That's what I was explaining before. Like, there's a ton of variance within each class that you can make each class play significantly differently, depending on your playstyle. So, like, your specialization is a pretty big one. Like, I'm heavy, but I can play the heavy like Reinhardt, which is what I'm doing. I have a shield like Reinhardt. Or I can switch up my gear, switch up my loadout, and I can play the heavy like a demolitions expert and have explosives, have the charge, so I can just, like, knock through walls. Or I can play it Halo style and have a bubble shield I can deploy and deployable turrets and, like, you know, be more tactical. And it's the same thing with the medium and the light. Like, they each have 3 different variants of that build. And you can mix and match the gear to your liking. You don't have to say, okay, I want to do the Halo build, and then you're stuck with this, this, and this.
No, I get it, and I'm not against it, but, like, the closest thing I could probably compare that to is probably Team Fortress 2, and even that has more, like...
Yeah.
You know,
I imagine there'll be more in the main game. I mean, for a playtest, I expected things to be somewhat limited.
But I don't think that I don't think it's gonna. Like, that's the
I
thing.
do. I do.
I hope you're right, man. I really do. But I just have this fucking feeling in the back of my throat that that's what it is, and like.
Go if you're going, dude. I can't fucking guard you forever.
Because, like, why would they introduce 2 new classes after the game's been beta tested and it's coming out in, like...
I mean, you might not get new classes, but and you probably won't. It's probably the classes just determine your health and speed. Like, that's all you need to think of those as. So, like, what kind of physical person am I controlling?
I mean,
a fat guy, a skinny guy?
The AK as a heavy? Like, could you carry the LMG as a light class?
Well, no, that's the point in having different physical builds. It's your physical build. Obviously, a little guy who's fucking, you know, light as shit wouldn't be able to carry a heavy gun.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, for the most part. I mean, but if you want to carry that gun, then you carry that class. Like that I don't mind. I don't want the light build running around with an LMG. Like, I don't want
you
that.
Could make it have like a fucking dummy slow reload. Like, it's bad. Like, this shit takes like a minute for him to reload. I would totally be fine with that. That'd be funny. You catch some dumb motherfucker running light LMG.
Stop. We don't need to both revive him. No, stay behind me and shoot through the thing.
I also did not like its controls on keyboard. Or not keyboard, mouse, controller. It was awful.
Oh yeah, the controller controls suck. I cannot play this game with controller. I will agree with you there 100%.
It's bad.
There's
like,
to the point that there's
like, this is so good. I'm like, this is terrible. Like, I bet it'd be good on PC, but this is awful on Xbox. I can't even customize how I want it. Like, I have to fucking slide with the fucking B button.
Oh, it's fantastic on PC. Yeah, the controls on console suck. And there's extra buttons on console. Okay, so when I want to swap weapons, swap to a gadget, or swap to an ability, with keyboard and mouse, that's a touch of a button.
The overdogs have returned to the arena.
On controller, I have to pull up that wheel, and then I have to flick the stick to select the thing I want, because they're all mapped to the same button.
The retros grabbed another team's cash.
So if I want to use my grenade, or my rocket launcher, or my deployable cover, and I was on controller, I'd have to press the left bumper, pull up the wheel, and then select the one I want. Where on keyboard and mouse, I can just tap a button and I instantly have that thing equipped. It's a small extra step, but it's a, you know, it's the kind of extra step that makes a difference when you're playing a game, you know, that's competitive and every second matters.
I'll say this: they don't let you customize it yourself, and they do give you like 3 or 4 control options, but they change nothing except for how you interact with the gadgets. Like, all it does is let me use 2 buttons to use my gadget. So like, I could do a fucking button 2. Like, I can hold RB and X to use my gadget instead of just pressing fucking...
Yeah, I don't know enough about the controller customization. I know I played once
bad.
with controller. Yeah, I played once with controller and hated it to the point that I was like, nope, don't like these controls. And then just immediately went and downloaded it on PC. I was just going to play it on Xbox. I didn't know if it had crossplay because I was playing with Fox. And
Where'd you get it at? Steam?
yeah, I got it on Steam.
If you're saying it's how much better on...
Oh my god, it's so much better. So much better.
I might. Look,
It's so much better. You would. That's why I was like, I don't understand why you don't like this game. It feels so good on keyboard and mouse.
Like,
it is insane.
It felt mid, because it's like I'm dealing with these clunky ass controls.
This
like,
game feels fantastic on PC.
You know what it kind of felt like? It felt like Rogue Company.
I would not be complaining about like Call of Duty being a movement-based shooter if it had this level of movement on PC. Call of Duty's movement is frustrating because it is clunky. The animations aren't like even, where some animations are really fast and then some are still obnoxiously slow. So there's no consistency to its like Call of Duty's answer to try to make everyone happy when they complain it's too slow was, let's just speed it up. So they just like changed a number value on a spreadsheet to increase the speed of the game, and that kind of breaks everything around it. And everyone's happy with it for some reason, so that's the gameplay style I end up stuck with in Call of Duty. Call of Duty blows this game and most other games gunplay out of the fucking water. So Call of Duty should
need
be.
to increase the damage a little
They
bit. But like,
they need to be focused 100% on gunplay. Like, that needs to be what Call of Duty is. Because the gunplay in Call of Duty blows every other game out of the fucking water. There's no game that has guns that feel like the guns in Call of Duty. That is your strong suit. That is what your game does well. That is what your focus should be. That is why people buy a Call of Duty game. All the movement in the world wouldn't save your game if your gunplay sucked. Your gunplay is so fantastic that people are willing to put up with shitty movement or shitty other stuff to keep playing Call of Duty because the gunplay is so well thought out, so good. Each gun feels unique with its own unique recoil pattern. It's like everything is so well adjusted gunplay-wise in Call of Duty that's why it is what it is. And then to see them not focus on that and to go, okay, our guns are good, and now you just... Like, a lot of the guns end up feeling worthless when you focus on movement so hard and just make things so fast, because now it's like, okay, well, these are the 2 viable guns because they're the only guns that are fast enough to keep up with this new speed. So this is what we're doing now. And then you just kind of break the meta and break the gunplay. It should be 100% focused on the gunplay. A game like this that's clearly made... Yeah, a game like this that's clearly been made from the ground up with movement in mind, I'm willing to put up with okay gunplay. Gunplay in this isn't bad. It's not the best. But I'm willing to put up with it because the movement feels good. This is what it looks like when a game is built from the ground up around movement instead of trying to become about movement after the fact. So when I complain about Call of Duty's movement, that's why. Damn it. I can't get my teammates to stick with me for nothing. I'm not like in the heavy class. That's not without a good team around me. And I don't have that. Oh, this guy's actually gonna revive me this time. Because the heavy class is way too dependent on... Yeah. You finally decide to show up and start helping right at the end of the match.
Yeah, I don't know. It's part of the reason I don't really like the the super objective based.
Hold on, just a second. Hold on, just a sec. Hey, puss! Why are you acting like you don't know how the website works? No e-begging, dude. I will ban you from my chat. All right, go ahead. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. Jesus Christ. When you get that demand and you come in acting like a jackass who wants a freebie, get the fuck out, man. All right.
But yeah, fucking goddamn it, that was funny as fuck. And I forgot. I had a point there. Goddamn it. What was I on? What was I on? Fuck. It was something. Oh yeah, no, I don't like the fucking super objective based modes like that, and it's why, like, if you have to make it an objective based mode, I think that like the search and destroy bomb style mode works really well, because then it's still about, you can still make it about getting kills if your team doesn't want to fucking plant. Like, you can still be like, okay, we can just fight these motherfuckers.
Well, they got that. Like, the other game mode is kind of that, and it's... Well, yeah, it's basically kill confirmed. I mean, it is about kills. I'm not a huge fan of kill confirm either, though. Like, I mean, kill confirmed is just deathmatch with extra steps. Like,
yeah,
most people just play it like team deathmatch anyway, and if you happen to collect the stuff, like, most people don't go out of their way to collect the stuff. They just get their kills.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, once this game comes out, if this is the mode that they're like gonna try to push forward, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy the ranked. I really hope that they put like a bomb mode in, because I think that would be fun. That's what I really want. A bomb type mode with
the kill confirmed type mode, like, I consider, I don't know, maybe it's opinion thing, because when I play Call of Duty, I don't care if I'm doing kill confirmed or team deathmatch when I actually do grind the multiplayer to get something out of it, because to me they both feel so similar. They're basically both just team deathmatch mode in my mind. Like, cool, if I happen to run over some dog tags, great, but I don't really care.
Either. You don't have to bank dog tags. You have to bank your money in that.
You don't have to. It's whichever team has the most money at the end of it. So basically, it's kill confirmed meets plunder. You don't have to bank your money in plunder. It's whichever team has the most money at the end of the match. Banking it just keeps you from losing it when you die. So you don't have to, but it's probably in your best interest to.
Yeah, so you have to.
Yeah,
you can do it at the end if your whole team's working with you, but if not treating it like team deathmatch, yeah, like 90% of the time I'll have to bank. Because
the few times I've played it, most people don't really go out of their way to bank. I've noticed is they play it like team deathmatch, and if they happen to run by a banking station while, just playing, then they bank and keep going. It all happens so fast, it's not a big deal. It's not like banking and plunder where you have to call in a chopper, and then you have to wait, and then you have to, get to... No, you just run to the banking station, you tap a button, he banks it, you keep going. Like, it's team deathmatch with an extra step. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deviation from team deathmatch. And they changed the team sizes from 3 teams to 4 teams, so you have an extra 3 people on the map when you play that to keep it, populated and hectic. Since there's no objective that everyone's going to be funneled into, they put an extra team on the map so that there's always someone around for you to fight. I don't know. I feel like it's okay. Is it standard team deathmatch? No, but you got to do something to kind of keep it tactical, I guess, since this does seem to be a very team play, tactical based thing where it's focused on the. It seems very focused on the team play game show type element of it, where there's an objective behind it other than just survive and kill.
Like I said, the team deathmatch.
I do want
mode,
more
could
gun.
really give
I do
two
want more
shits
gun.
about. It's more that bomb mode.
I do think that there needs to be a ranked, I think if it really wants to do it well, there needs to be a ranked version of each mode. However many modes they have, especially if each mode's going to have a different playstyle, then there needs to be a ranked version of each mode.
The modes, but most of the modes.
Oh no, I'll say all. If you're trying to,
if you do a hide and go seek mode, don't fucking make a rank for it.
if you're trying, I mean, obviously themed, limited time modes that are done just for fun, fine. But I mean, if they're going to be in the game forever, if they're going to be a permanent fixture in the game, then they need to have a ranked version of that thing. Because I hate when ranked forces me to play a very specific way, and then the game has so many other ways I can play that I enjoy more, but I'll never have a good rank because, like Halo, for instance, I'm forced to play this very specific way, and no other game mode that I enjoy in the game makes me play that way. So when I play ranked, I'm playing the worst version of myself. And that sucks. Because in every other game mode in Halo, I get vehicles, I get bigger team, like there's a big team mode, I get bigger teammates, I get bigger maps, so I'm not used to the maps when I play ranked, I'm not used to the smaller team size. It spawns me with a different gun than it does in any other fucking game mode, so now I have to play with the specific gun all the time. I hate it because it doesn't feel good.
The biggest problem is that they don't have an unranked system, in my opinion. It's not they don't give you a way to play the mode without fucking putting your rank on the line, without putting your fucking nuts up to the table.
I think there should be a ranked.
Removed theirs. I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
I think there should be a base version ranked of each game mode. So I don't need all the crazy modifiers in Halo, but there should be a ranked as it stands. There should be a ranked standard where you spawn with the standard loadout so that people who don't want to use battle rifle can have the chance to play with the assault rifle, to play with their normal loadout that they get when practicing all the time. And there needs to be a ranked big team battle. Does it need all the crazy modifiers and all the other stuff that they're constantly throwing into it?
It at least needs the three. It at least needs the three.
Yeah, you need it. And it would be the same thing here.
Standard, and then you can have
so each playstyle is represented, and I can see what my true rank would be if I were playing the version of the game I'm the best at. But I don't get that. Every time there's a ranked mode, it's always one specific thing in all of these games, not just Halo. It's always one specific thing, and I have to play this one specific way. And I fucking hate that. If you're gonna spout this, and if you're gonna spout this as an eSports game, which is clearly what you're pushing it toward being, and you want it to be played like a sport, then that's how it needs to operate. You need to have, okay, these are the 3 modes that we have in quick play. We need a version of these 3 modes in ranked. And just let people play the version that they're best at and get their rank there. You can do separate tournaments for each game mode. You can do separate events for each kind of this. I mean, regular sports do that now. They have different version of things.
Of ranked modes would be great. I don't think you need to do every mode. I do think that maybe is a bit of a stretch, but if you don't want to do every mode, but you still want to have at least some of the time, you need to have rotating rank.
You need to have
every season. It's a different game mode.
No, I don't want them rotate. I don't want. When it comes to ranked, I don't want to be locked out of my rank because mine's not on rotation. That's not how you do a sport.
Well, it would be specific mode,
it needs to be. They need to be. If you're playing it, if you're playing it like a sport, that's what I'm saying. You need the base version of each major game mode. So if it gives a different playstyle and it's permanently in the game, then it needs to have a ranked mode. Obviously, infection or whatever themed bullshit that you're going to do, you can rotate those out as just for fun practice shit. But if you're telling me these 3 game modes are going to be in the game all the time no matter what, then there needs to be a ranked version of each one of those things.
Yeah, no,
The base version with no crazy
that's what I'm saying.
modifiers or anything. And it needs to be accessible all the time. No rotation. I need to be able to log in at any point in time and say, this is the way I play. I'm taking it seriously.
You get 3, and then you get a rotating rank mode. I didn't mean...
Oh, like a 4th. I thought you meant like click ranked, and it's going to be one of those 3. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you get the 3... You get at least, like, you know, you get like your mix of main modes. Because I don't think it has to be specifically 3. I think some games could get away with 2 or 4. You know, like, it depends on your game. But... You know, and then have, like, one more that's just a rotating one that gives, you know, like, it's just for fun. It's just to see who's the best at this stupid game mode this season. You don't even gotta do game modes.
Yeah, you could have a seasonal...
special themed ranks.
Okay, fine. I thought you meant, like, you click ranked and it rotates between the game modes. You don't get to pick. No. If you're adding a 4th one, like, you've got your 3 base and then you got a 4th one that's seasonal, so here's your seasonal ranked mode. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Like, I think that's a way to get more casual people into rank, to have, like, you know, like, ones that, like, they don't save your rank, you get, like, a little reward at the end of the season that they designed for that mode, you know? Like, it could be, like...
That's fine.
A reason to do it. I think that'd be fun. I think COD should do that. Overwatch has done it a couple times, and it's been fun. I didn't play them specifically, but I've seen a lot of people play them. Like, because it probably wouldn't even be my thing. Like, I probably would not want to go play that. Like, I'm not even going to lie.
I mean, variety in the gameplay.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I change. I think the glass should break when you run into it, like it does in Call of Duty, instead of having to... get out of there.
Can you throw grenades at it? Or something?
Throw grenades at what?
The glass. Can you break grenades with the glass? Like
yeah. Hitting it with something is what it takes to break it. You can't just do it with your body. But I don't want to have to like switch to something. I don't want to stop my momentum. I don't want to stop my momentum. Especially if I'm carrying the objective like I'm doing now. I don't want to have to do what I'm about to have to do and throw. Ah, shit! Damn it. Yeah, that literally just caused me to kill myself. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I would have to either put down the objective thing, like I would... And that another guy did it too. I would either have to put down the objective thing I'm carrying when I'm carrying the box or carrying the objective, or throw the objective box like I just did to use the objective. I used the objective box to break the glass by throwing at the glass, but when I did, I accidentally threw it over the edge of the map. So I instinctively jumped over the edge of the map to chase after it and try to pick it up and jump to my death. So, and another guy behind me did the same thing on a different team. Like, he jumped after it too. Like,
at the very least, like, if they don't want to do, like,
that's the one thing.
If they do the glass breaking how you want it, but if they
that's the one.
Objects break it.
That's the one thing Call of Duty does right with its movement is hitting obstacles that are breakable or can be opened. Do not slow your momentum in Call of Duty. He busts through those doors so fast. You can bust through windows. Like, you just feel like you're just steamrolling your way through everything. And this game, I don't mind it slowing you down a little bit. I mean, you're running through a door. It probably should slow you down a little bit. I think Call of Duty's is a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, literally nothing slows you down in Call of Duty. I mean, busting through a door, it shouldn't slow you down a lot, but it should slow you down a little bit because, again, you are, you know, jumping through a door.
Honestly, I've been thinking about it, like, about what I really would want from, like, Call of Duty if they were gonna, like, remove slide canceling again. Like, where would be my middle ground that I'd like? I think I just want a really good, like, reload run speed on most
I think, yeah. Just being able to do more stuff on the move is really all they need to do. Because when people complain about movement, that's what they're complaining about. They're complaining about the fact that they can't... They're complaining about the fact that they feel gimped. Damn. Where's my team?
They're dead in front of you.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Well, I wasn't able to capture it. I was able to hold it down over here, but couldn't capture it. Like I said, guns feel okay.
Yeah, like I felt like they should do a little more damage, but like I think they have okay recoil.
It depends on the gun. Depends on the gun that you're using, but the unlimited ammo and everything, like I'm fine with that. I just wish there was a little customization. Like I really like the sight on the other gun, but it holds 20 bullets, it shoots slow, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's a shit gun, but it has the better sight. I wish I could put that sight on this gun, and it would be fine. Yeah, like I want the ability to do that.
Customization, and that game has like the least customization on the guns I've ever seen.
Oh my god. Just fighting everything here.
I guess, actually. I kind of liked the simplicity of Siege, though. The attachments aren't super insane.
Yeah, I don't want Call of Duty level in this of attachments. I just want basic stuff. You know, let me change my sight. Maybe like clip size or something. You know, bigger clips, reload slower. Something. Just a little bit of variety in it. Sights, if nothing else, just sights, because a shitty pair of iron sights can ruin a gun, no matter how good the gun is. So being able to just put some kind of sight on it, if you're the kind of person who needs a sight, that, like, at least sight customization. Because I hate the fact that the only gun for my class with a sight is the one that sucks the most. So I'm stuck using this iron sight gun. And I'm okay with iron sights, but I would prefer a sight. Even if that sight...
There isn't more guns? There's only 2?
I mean, I haven't unlocked the other ones yet, if that's the case, but I'll check after this. Yeah, I mean, I know you can purchase them. That's currency. Yeah, like, I like the unlock system of you earn currency as you play, and then those are, you know, that's how you unlock your guns. You don't have to go down a specific tree. You just earn currency for playing the game, and you unlock the stuff you want. Like, I like the unlock system. I just haven't got enough currency to unlock anything beyond what I have.
Fox said you get a lot of it, so how much?
Yeah, but I've been spending it on. I've been. Well, no, it's a separate currency for gear than for cosmetics. Like the currency you get for gear can only be used for gear. That's the unlock system for gear. So I'm fine with that, and that's what I mean. Okay, I'm not sacrificing gear to get cosmetics. Cool, that's the way it should be. I shouldn't have to sacrifice my ability to get gear because I wanted a cosmetic.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I mean, I was like worried. I was like, oh no, is it that?
But it is shared. But it is shared between. It is shared between classes, so.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
So I've been spending
it's one currency.
I've been spending it trying to find trying to find the loadout I like for each class. So, you know, I've unlocked stuff I like for this one, and I've been spending it on other stuff too. Like, you do get a shitload of it, but there's also a shitload of stuff to unlock. So I've been spending it. So I've been spending it on like other gear, not just my gun. Like, I found a gun that I was like, the base level gun is working fine for me, even though it is, you know, iron sights. And I started spending the currency on, you know, gadgets and stuff. Like, okay, I want the landmine, I want this, I want that. Yeah, like the other stuff. So that's where all my stuff went.
Is that maybe in the base game they could give you like more at the start, like just a little more. Like I'm
well, they give you
stuff. But...
Well, they give you 2. I don't understand the reserve loadout thing. Like, I wish that was explained better. So it gives you a loadout and then it gives you a reserve. So it gives you two of each thing in the beginning for you to choose from for your class. 2 things are unlocked from the start. You can get to pick between 2 guns, 2 grenades, 2 gadgets, and 2 of whatever the 4th slot is. And the other one is your reserve slot. The problem is, like, I thought, oh, cool, there's a reserve loadout. So in the game, if I want to swap loadouts between spawns, like when I'm spectating, I could hit the loadout button because it tells you press this for loadout. But you press it, and there's no button to press to swap to your reserve. I don't know how to swap to it. I've pressed every button on the fucking keyboard. I can't figure it out. Like, it shows it on screen, but it's, like, grayed out, and I don't know how to get over to it. I don't know how to deactivate the loadout I have and activate my reserve. So anytime I want to switch loadouts in match, I've just been switching each item individually, which is definitely not the way that's supposed to work.
I looked it up because I'm like, there's got to be a way to use it.
Yeah, there's got to be a way because it's in the game, yeah, but it's not explained.
To use your reserve loadout, you simply need to press J if playing on Steam while respawning. There will be a prompt in the middle of the screen directly under Request Revive.
Yeah, so doing that, pressing J, because I hit the button, it says press J to change loadout. I press J, and it brings up the screen where it shows loadout, reserve. So it shows them both side by side, and the regular loadout I have is highlighted, and the reserve is not. I don't know how to make it so like, even on this screen, before we start, yep, I did. It didn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
kill yourself real quick.
Like, next time I'll do it. I'll press J, and all J does is bring up the screen where I can pick from, but it doesn't let me pick anything. So pressing J by itself doesn't change anything. It just brings up the menu. If it's supposed to change it so I can do it at the touch of a button, it doesn't work. Oh, they're on the moving platform. Oh, I hate this one. I hate when the thing spawns on the moving platform because it's a pain in the ass to get to.
Okay, I'll watch somebody do it.
Please tell me that gas grenade got off. Nope, it didn't. God damn it. Trying to do it quick. Okay, see, press J, and it brings up the loadout, but I can't interact with it over here. I can't do anything. And if I press J again, it just closes the menu. See, nothing changed. So I don't know how to select it. I can pull up the menu and see that it's there, but I don't know how to select it. Once I have the menu open, like, it doesn't tell you. There's no prompt on screen, no nothing. So I think it's just busted. Pretty sure it's not supposed to do that.
The tough shells are opening vault 2.
Thanks, you trapped me between your goo. Oh, teammate fucking trapped me behind this fucking gadget. Piece of shit. Damn. It was one shot too.
Oh, they have a deal.
Got him!
Oh
my god, that was a beautiful kill.
It's fucking, it's just an M1 Garand.
Get him off of me! Wow, he got both of us.
I'm about to be a grappling M1 Garand guru. You ain't even gonna see me. You'll be like, ah.
Yeah, they need to add more gadgets and more variety to the gameplay, but I get it. It's a beta. You're trying to just test certain things. Okay, cool. As long as they keep fleshing this out, like, I'm just judging it as a foundation for what might be to come. Like, that's just the way you have to treat the playtest. You can't say, oh, it sucks, these game modes suck, this is what the game is going to be. Because, probably not. This probably isn't what... The game's not going to be just this. There's definitely going to be more to it. They're obviously They're obviously just testing things here. What?
I've been disappointed before, man. I don't even know who made this. Who the fuck made this?
These are this is their first game. These are former Battlefield devs that quit EA after their experience with 2042. They were mad because there's so much they wanted to do, and basically their reputations were kind of ruined because of EA's forcing them to rush this game. So they quit and formed their own studio, and that's what this is, and this is their first game. They have another game in the works too, so they got 2 games both shooters.
Good for fucking them, bro.
Yeah.
Good for them.
They.
Fuck EA, bro. Thank God.
This is all the ideas. So all of these ideas were the ideas they wanted for 2042 that EA either wouldn't let them use or didn't give them time to properly implement, like the destructible environment, the movement-based stuff, the way the classes work, being classes and not the fucking specialist, so you have more options within classes. Yeah, like they wanted a class-based system, not a pick a specific character specialist. Like they didn't want that Overwatch bullshit. Like this is all the stuff that Battlefield fans wanted, because that's what Battlefield is. Battlefield is not Overwatch. It doesn't have, you know, people with abilities. Trying to put that into a Battlefield game was a dumb idea. But EA has a bad habit of chasing trends. So they got frustrated that they're constantly being forced to do shit that they didn't want to do. So they quit. And they made their own studio, and then they made this.
I should be able to join after this game.
Yeah, so they made this, and their next game, so they made 2 games. Okay, good, this one's over. So they made 2 games. This was the first. The other one's supposed to be out sometime next year. The other one sounds like, so this sounds like what, you know, what I would want from something like Overwatch. And I'd love to see more Overwatch style modes in this, so you can really, you know, can really take advantage of it. Like, I don't want a bunch of crazy classes. I don't want a bunch of crazy.
Arc Raiders?
Yeah, that one is what I feel DMZ should have been. That's a PvEVP mode. It's an extraction shooter. This is the genre they're calling it. And Ryu says hello, by the way. Sorry, Ryu. I know I'm late with all my chat messages because I get caught up in a fucking rant. Kind of evaluating this game.
Yeah, I think this game is just gonna piss me off with how little they'll do to just make it fucking. Like it's almost there. It's gonna piss me off because it's not ever gonna be like exactly what the fuck I want, but it's close enough to where it'd be like, I mean,
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. They're not bound by any big corporate bullshit, so that means that hopefully they'll listen to feedback and they'll make the adjustments people want and not the adjustments that, you know, make all of the money. That they'll kind of have a meet in the middle approach to it. I mean, I expect them to do some stuff for the money because obviously they don't want to go bankrupt. They need money. But I'm hoping they find a balance, you know, a one for them, one for us kind of thing.
This game's going to be free.
Yeah, it's free. It's already announced as free to play.
I mean, it didn't say that on their website. It said the other one was free to play, but the other one, like the finals, it didn't say that.
Where did I read that? I haven't been to their website other than to change my name. Let's have a look. Yep, there it is right there. On the description for their website when I googled it. I didn't have to click on their website yet. Join the finals, the world famous free-to-play combat-centered game show. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it on Steam when I went to download the game. I just said it was going to be free to play. Okay.
I figured the beta was free to play, but then they were going to like charge it like fucking $60 or something.
No, I think they learned their lesson from that because there's a lot of games that would have done much better had they launched free to play. They ended up becoming free to play later, but that's usually not enough. Like Destiny 2, for instance, Naraka Blade Point, I feel would have become a much more popular battle royale if it had launched free to play instead of $20. By the time it's free to play now, but by the time they made it free to play, people were over it and then moved on. Yeah, that's a classic mistake. If your game is going to be multiplayer only, competitive, and centered around, you know, unlocking cosmetics with a cosmetic store and a battle pass, if it's going to have all that stuff and it's online only, so there's no single player content, it has to be free to play. In the year 2023, it has to be free to play. Charging for an online only game almost always fails now. People have gotten too used to really good multiplayer only games being free. So when you launch yours and it's not, it's dead on arrival. because they have so many options for free that are better than your single player game that they have to, or that your, game you have to pay for. Why would they pay for yours when Valorant's free? Why would they pay for your Battle Royale when Fortnite's free? Or if Call of Duty's free and Apex is free? Like, it doesn't matter how good the game is. If it's not free, they have other stuff they could play for free. Like, people have trouble spending money on a game, especially a game that you can only play competitively, you can only play it online, and the only things to unlock, the only sense of progression is a battle pass you pay for or a cosmetic store you collect currency to buy from. Yeah, that's the standard for a free-to-play game.
You think all the cosmetics in here are going to be given out to people for free when the game launches like this?
No.
Take it all away?
Oh, of course not. They're doing the same thing Multiverses did before it. During Multiverse's first beta, remember, before they added the Battle Pass, and they just had the shop, and they gave you unlimited currency for the shop, so you could literally buy everything in the shop? They do it to test the shop and make sure that the shop unlocks work the way they're supposed to work.
Well, some of them are free. Like,
yeah.
Some of them are, like, actually free.
I imagine the free stuff will still be free. But you'll have to buy it again from the store. I imagine the game will launch with a store. That store will have free items in it as a welcome to the game kind of thing. But you'll get no currency and you won't be able to unlock the other stuff. I do not expect to get to keep all these cosmetics. That's probably not gonna happen.
I think if they're gonna sell packs, like character packs, this is the way to do it. Like, I hope that they, like, actually get licensed cosmetics so that you can, like, fucking wear, like, Rambo's fucking clothes or some shit.
Yeah,
with, like, a mask on or something. Like,
crossover stuff will make a huge difference.
The problem is, they could make it so that you could literally just make faces and shit for the characters that would look like, because it's just a face slot.
Yep. So
yeah, they could do whatever they want.
Yeah, they have a lot of options. It's all going to come down to pricing and content. You can't charge Call of Duty prices. Like, you guys need to set a new standard. Call of Duty and Fortnite prices work because they're Call of Duty and Fortnite. You're a new game from a completely new company. This is your introduction to the world. Make your shit cost half as much as Call of Duty, and you'll probably make just as much.
The packs are like the most I've seen, or the most is 16. So I hope that's it.
Yeah, but it depends on how much that currency costs.
Yeah, let's hope it's not fucking cringe.
You don't know what that 16 translates into.
I mean, I'd assume $16. I hope so.
You would hope so, and yeah, that's a good price. That's less than Call of Duty and Fortnite, so everybody's going to be happy it's cheaper. So you'll sell more of it.
And there's more customization with it. So, like, you don't even have to like everything in the thing. I mean, I'd personally like it if you could just buy the items as well. Maybe you could make them more expensive so it's still better to, get the whole bundle. But
yeah, make
it like only like 300 more. Like, like a 1200 would cost like 15.
Yeah,
if you bought everything.
Do it Fortnite style. You can buy the individual parts from those bundles individually, but they're more expensive. Or you can buy the bundle.
Fortnite right now?
No, I was gonna play it this weekend because it's the start of the new season, but then Fox told me about this, so I've been on this.
So I don't like this decision. I get that it's like a nostalgia thing. They made the shop back to the original terrible ass Fortnite shop.
It's probably temporary, just an aesthetic nostalgia.
I swear to God, they better. It's fucking awful. There's both of the packs cost like fucking real money, and then the other one is there's only one pack per day that costs fucking V-Bucks.
Yeah, it's probably just for nostalgia. I imagine it won't stay like that for long. I don't understand
why they wouldn't just do an old shop tab. And then just leave the regular fucking shop up.
I don't mind it. I have enough stuff in Fortnite as it is. I don't mind them taking away the temptation for me to spend more money for a little bit just to kind of play the nostalgia trip. I don't imagine they'll keep it like that because there's no way that shop is going to make them near as much money as the other shop. But I kind of respect it to a point because they're willing to sacrifice profits to have people just focus on the game for a bit. The shop doesn't have as much for you to look at or reason for you to go to it. Focus on the game. Don't worry about the shop for a while. If you want to go to the shop, oh, cool, it looks like the original shop, and you're going to spend 2 minutes in it, and then you're going to leave, and no one's going to buy anything. They probably know that. They've been doing this long enough that they know that it's going to be a cool Easter egg for people who played Season 1. It's going to make them feel at home. It may even bring some players back. But the fact that there's less in the shop means people spend less time in the shop and more time in the game, which is it's probably smart. They'll spend a little portion of the season just getting people to remember Fortnite. They're probably sounds like they're doing this to try to bring back all those players who left, who played back in the day and have been complaining, and then they left, and this is their way of trying to pull them back into the game. And then they'll slowly tweak it to find a meet-in-the-middle situation between those old players and the new players. That's what I imagine the game plan is. Because you get people like Ninja back on the game, you get people who've, played since its beginning that helped make it popular, you get all those big streamers back, and then you can't just flip a switch and turn it back into the Fortnite that they rage quit and that they don't like anymore. So you kind of meet in the middle. You go, okay, well, we want to keep it as close to the original as possible because that's the version of Fortnite you guys like. But the new players like all the new mechanics. They like the mantling. They like the sprint system. They like, they like the new vehicles. So we'll mix new vehicles with old gameplay style. We'll rip out the anime bullshit or do less of it. That's something to meet in the middle because some people like the anime bullshit, some don't. So we kind of meet in the middle between the two is what I imagine they're going to go for, is they'll slowly try to get back to that point. That's what I'm hoping the game plan is anyway. I'm just trying to put myself in the headspace of a developer, that's designing the game. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. My chat reloaded, and if you guys sent me messages the last match or so, I apparently didn't get them because this chat decided to crash and I needed to reload it. So if there were any tips or messages, I didn't get them. Sorry. The site glitched. Not my fault.
Death, strategy for if you're going to keep playing, because I'm getting off here in just a minute.
What's the strategy? I may switch to something else here. I mean, I'm not
tired.
I overslept, and I need to make up for lost streaming
time. On the light one, they both have the C4 gadget.
Yeah, I saw, and one of them has a breach charge.
You can stick it onto like an explosive barrel.
Yeah, and launch it.
And then just throw it at people.
Yeah, I already figured that out. Just like sticking the C4 to a drone in Call of Duty. Ooh. You could set it on I've seen people set it on a jump pad too. Or set it on the ground and then put a jump pad on top of it. So if someone's chasing you and you see them get close to the jump pad, you could set it off and blow them up as they try to jump. Yeah, I like the freedom and the ability to set traps and do stuff like that. I think I probably need to go to bed though. Chat seems to have died and they've all got off. Giggity. So now it's just me. I probably should get some kind of sleep. I mean, I did get
people already cheating.
I did oversleep on my nap, and but I'm still getting over this cold or whatever the fuck I had, so I still don't feel 100%. So people already cheating. Of course they are. Does this not have any anti-cheat? I'm hoping the full game launches with anti-cheat.
Probably not. Or no, it's easy anti-cheat.
Easy anti-cheat. Okay.
So
I mean, it's something.
It's an indie game. I get it. They have to kind of
use what's cheap. But yeah, that's cheap. But yeah, that's cheap. Anti-cheat. It's also well known, so it can be broken. Yeah. I mean, I am excited for it. It's launching with crossplay working and all that good stuff, so that's important. Pick a different station. What kind of music we got here? Game stations? Oh my god, you guys keep locking more and more of this copyright-free music behind paywalls. What's the Fortnite soundtrack? Fortnite playlist sound like?
Yeah. This is either so. Depending on how this launches, I'm either going to fucking hate this or I'm going to love the fuck out of it, and there is not going to be an in between.
I mean, I'm already loving it. But I do want to see more game modes. I want to see more objective-based stuff, and I do want to see more, standard issue, team-based stuff like team deathmatch and shit like that. The version they have now, the kill confirm type shit they got, it's team deathmatch-ish. It's just got extra steps involved, but when you actually play it, people do just play it like team deathmatch. No one's going out of their way to try to collect your coins. You can usually just have that one person on your team break off from the fight to go bank every now and then. Even if you don't do that, though, As long as you... Usually you can get in a fight, and then when you run away to let your health regen or something, you win a fight or whatever... You run away to regroup. You get to a bank. If you happen to run past a bank real quick, you just stay mobile, and you'll end up running past. There's plenty of banks on the map.
All that needs to happen is for everybody to go to the same bank, and then somebody's gonna win.
That's not
All
really.
you gotta do is have like 4 or 5 motherfuckers accidentally go to a bank all at the same time, and then oh shit, he didn't get to bank, and I'm the last one alive, so I get to bank 3 people's worth of shit. Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying. In theory, I guess that could happen, but I've played quite a few matches of that.
It's already been uploaded to Reddit.
I mean, I'm sure it does happen. I'm saying it's extremely fucking rare if it does. I've played a lot of matches of this. Like, I've been grinding this shit all day. Not once has that ever happened while I was in a match. Like, I'm sure maybe at high-level play, if you plan it out, yeah, you can make that happen. But 95% of matches, that does not happen. Like, I get it in theory, but in practice, it's a rare occurrence that there's this huge fight, one guy survives, and he's the guy that gets to collect all the coins in bank. Sure, it could happen, but it usually doesn't. From playing that game mode, it seems like something you would like if you want team deathmatch, because 95% of the matches, it's why I don't play that as much, because I actually prefer the objective-based stuff, but we're on opposite ends there. Because when I played it with Fox, it pretty much just felt like team deathmatch. Most people ignored the coins. Most people didn't make bank runs unless they had an insane amount. And when they did, they become marked and everyone comes after them. So it just ends up becoming team deathmatch. That's just what it ends up becoming. And it's just whichever team has the most kills and the most coins at the end. Because more kills, you get coins for kills. And you get bonus coins if you pick them up off the ground. So people just end up playing it like team deathmatch. It just feels like team deathmatch. Yeah, there's the extra step there, so if you want to be tactical, you could. And maybe at pro level gameplay, that's a big deal. But for 90% of matches, you're just going to play on quick play. It's not going to feel like that. It really doesn't. I mean, a proper team deathmatch probably wouldn't hurt, but even if that game mode is all I got, it's not terrible. It's pretty much team deathmatch.
The only reason I'm really playing it is because, or the one that I'm playing is because it feels closer to like what I am saying that I want. Like it feels closer to something like Bomb.
Well, I'm gonna set your I'm gonna set your expectations accordingly, so you don't get disappointed or don't go on a rant or get mad. This will not be a 2v2 mode ever. You're never gonna see that in this game. This is not Siege. It's never gonna play like Siege. They're not gonna make a Siege-like game mode. You are never gonna get that. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. I see what they're going for, and that ain't it, Chief. They're going for more old school arena feel. They even define themselves as an arena shooter. You're going with this. This is more Quake meets Halo, or Quake meets Destiny, or whatever has objective modes. Yeah, it's more what they're going
games, for. Not a huge fan of.
I mean, that's probably not the best description of it. It is more of its own thing, but I'm just being super fucking general right now. They're going for that arena-based game, so Quake, If we want to go with where the genre spawned from, Quake-like, single maps, multiple teams, one objective. And it's an arena shooter. Infinite ammo, no pickups, no nothing off the map. You're just focused on the gameplay. And that's what this is all about. It's all about the gameplay, using your environment to your advantage, and again, completing an objective as a team. It's all about teamwork and being fast-paced. So you're not going to get that slow tactical stuff you get from Siege. You're not going to get any game modes that focus on that. That's not what this is about. This is about being fast. This is about being arcade-like. So if Siege were an arcade game, probably play more like this. That's kind of what they're going for. So, this big open arena with 100% focus on combat. You don't have to worry about weapons. You don't have to worry about picking up ammo. You don't have to worry about picking up health. Like, it's all built into your character. You just spawn in and go. And that's what I like about it. I know what to expect when I see a character, for the most part. Heavies do this. Lights do this. Mediums do this. I can look at the team and see what they got. We can build our team accordingly to counter stuff. Yeah, it's more that kind of game. Plays like an arcade game. It's very much built to be like an arcade game. They're not trying to be super serious with it. It's lighthearted and arcade-like, where it's built around fast-paced action, where you just stay in the game and in the action as much as possible. You even respawn by inserting a token into the machine like an arcade game. So that's what they're going for. So if you're expecting any Siege-like stuff in this game whatsoever, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Like, you're setting yourself up to hate the game for no reason, because you want it to be something it's not. So I'm just trying to set expectations accordingly, so you know what this is trying to be, and then
I'm just not gonna play.
You judge it on that merit. That's fine. I'll find another teammate then. I am gonna say before I get off, it is super frustrating finding something you like, because you seem to want a hyper-specific thing, and no game we ever find is close to that for you, except for Siege. You pretty much just want Siege. And every game that comes out, you compare it to Siege, and if it's not Siege, then you're mad it's not Siege. But if it is Siege, then they just copied Siege.
There's things I like from Siege. I want other games to adapt similar things to Siege. I'm sorry, that's Siege, what I want from the future gaming landscape. And it's not happened. Not a single fucking game has come out that has given me that kind of thing. I'm sorry that I want that when there's 37,000 fucking of these arena shooters, Death. I'm like...
But they don't all feel the same. Siege
they don't all feel the same, but
Siege
this game feels good and could do both.
Right.
It doesn't
Siege
have
is...
to be
There are
just
some games...
Siege.
Siege is its own thing. What you really want is a sequel to Siege. You want another Siege.
Not even
which is fine, because so do I.
I like this game with fucking bomb 2v2s. It would be fun.
Right.
That's all I really want.
Right. It would be Siege. That's not what this game's trying to be. This is clearly focused around a specific team size and a specific number of teams on the map. You're not going to get 2v2.
It's a mode in COD. It's a mode in there's so many games that have that. It's not just fucking Siege.
No one plays that mode in COD. That is not in. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Really? You want to do this then? Okay. What's the name of the mode in COD?
Search and Destroy.
Search and Destroy. Okay. See, when was the last?
It's in every fucking game, Death.
I know it's in the game. When was the last... Wait a minute. What's the name of their fucking eSports thing? Isn't it COD League?
COD League?
COD League? Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Alright. COD League. There we go. CallOfDutyGame.com. Right there on their website. Alright. Game modes. Let's see. When was their last live Search and Destroy tournament? Tickets available. Okay, here we go. We got tickets to all their shows. Let's see what their actual shows look like.
They play a multitude of modes like hardpoint, search and destroy, and control.
I want to look at the viewership for that mode specifically and find out how, you know, if it's their most popular mode, then that should be the one that everyone's watching, everyone's buying tickets for. I want to see the ticket sales for that one. I want fucking numbers. You really want to compare? Bring receipts. I want to see it.
Oh my
I want to see that the data matches that.
And find some shit.
Tickets.
I'm sure it's fucking there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's there. I'm just trying to find out. Let's see.
Competitive settings.
Yeah, it shows how what the rules are for the game mode. But I want to see how many people are buying tickets to those specific ones.
I mean, I really don't give too much shit about competitive tickets. I want to know player numbers, but that's not something we're ever going to find.
We're judging this as an esports game. We're judging this. We're judging this as an esports game because this is clearly designed to be an esports game. That is clearly what they were going for, because that's where the money's at. And what is popular among esports and where the money is at in esports is not in the players. It's in the spectators. That is where they make their money in esports. Is it fun to watch? And what do people buy tickets for?
I'm pretty sure they play multitudes of modes.
I'm sure they play multitudes of modes, but I want to see which ones like are the like.
I don't think they.
I want to see what
specifically at a tournament is what I'm saying. I think they play multiple rounds of multiple different modes.
Yeah, but I want to see the like. Okay, even when you do multiple stuff, I mean this is true in every sport, like WWE, UFC, boxing, etc. They always have your highlight. This is the big ticket item. This is the main event. This is what people paid to see. And the other stuff is filler shit so that you can justify your ticket price and stuff that you watch while they amp up to that big fight. Those are the faces they put on the poster. Is Search and Destroy what they're putting on the fucking poster? Or is it the filler content? That's what I'm asking. Because when you got your Logan Paul versus KSI fight, yeah, other people fought there too. Can you remember who they were? Nobody fucking can. Because everybody went to see Logan Paul versus KSI. So that's how that works. And it looks like the fucking main event... It looks like the fucking main event is it's Hardpoint, actually. From what I'm seeing here on their actual website, it looks like it's mostly Hardpoints. Hardpoint seems to be the center of attention, with Control and Search and Destroy being the, you know, the filler content kind of stuff. But hey, I don't mind game modes. I'm just setting your expectations for what it's going to be. It is just frustrating how quickly you dismiss games if they don't have exactly the game mode you want. None of these games, I can tell you right now, there are absolutely no shooters out there right now, none at all, whatsoever, that have what I want in it, that have exactly what I want in it. Not Siege, not Call of Duty, not Battlefield, not this game, not Fortnite, none of them. Compromises are always made. It's, did I have fun with the experience, even if it isn't exactly the experience I want? And that's how I judge it. And that's how you should judge it, because no game's going to be perfect, no game's going to have exactly what you want. And if you go in going, maybe this is it, and you set yourself up to expect that, and then you find out, oh, this isn't exactly what I wanted, and then you rage quit and go, well, fuck this game, then you're missing out on an experience that, yeah, it's not exactly what you wanted, but it's its own thing that you could probably have fun with if you sink your teeth into it, especially with friends. Overwatch wasn't it? I have fun with Overwatch before they, made Overwatch 2 and kind of killed a lot of the fun for me. But there's a lot of games, specifically team-based games, that I think need a lot of different balance and will never be what I want. What do I want? What do I want? You want to know what I want with a big team-based arena shooter like that? I want Unreal Tournament 2004 again. I want a modern-day version of that. I'm never going to fucking get that, and I understand that. That's what I really want. But I'm not going to get that. So at least the thing you want is a game that still exists, that people still play. There's nobody playing Unreal Tournament 2004 anymore. It's a fucking 20-year-old game. That's how long it's been since I had a game that gave me what I wanted. The game was amazing. I don't know why we can't do a modern day version of that. But no, here we are. No. It has not been done, or I'd have been the first one to tell you.
Isn't that basically what fucking Unreal Tournament, or not Unreal Tournament, or aren't they making a new Unreal Tournament?
None of them play
for years.
Yes, none of them play. You need to understand. Unreal Tournament 2004 was way different than any other Unreal Tournament ever was, and way different than any other Unreal Tournament that came after it. It was huge. I don't know why they didn't do that again, but they kind of went into a different direction. So they went from Unreal Tournament 2004 to Unreal Championship, which was a third-person Unreal game. And when that failed, they went back to their roots with the regular Unreal Tournament, which was an arena shooter again. Unreal Tournament 2004 was this large scale. It was not an arena shooter. It was a large-scale Battlefield-style map that had vehicles, and it had objectives, and it was basically better Battlefield. It was Unreal Tournament meets Battlefield. It was its own thing. And it was amazing, and it had an insane number of players, and it was kind of revolutionary for the time. And it had some light. It's really hard to explain the way that the game played out, because to win, it played like a MOBA, where you had to capture the other team's base. And you had to capture points along the way. But that wasn't the only way to win, so you weren't funneled into doing that. It was this weird hodgepodge of a lot of shit that just worked out really well. And it had really fun vehicles, and they never went back to that for some reason. I don't know why, because it did insanely well. After that, they did Unreal Championship on original Xbox when consoles became a thing and they could actually put Unreal on consoles. Unreal Championship was fun enough, but it was third person and story driven and had single player content and all that.
Honestly, it could be a thing again. If you said it's kind of like a first person shooter MOBA, I could see that coming out at some point.
Yeah, but I don't want a MOBA. I'm throwing the word MOBA in there because it is the closest thing I can compare it to make people understand what you had to do in the game without having to explain it step by step. But it was not a MOBA. I'm going to emphasize that. It was not a MOBA. It had MOBA-like elements, is the best I can give to it, where you capture points and capture a base. But it was not a MOBA. You didn't have little drones that you send out, or you didn't have to worry about, you didn't... MOBAs have 3 lanes, and then they're a very specific thing. It's not that.
Kind of what you were talking about. I don't know anything else. I'm just kind of it sounds like it could exist. It had a lot of, yeah, it could exist. It absolutely could exist. What you want could also exist. I just know where I'm going to get that and where I'm not. So I don't look at a new game that comes out and go, this might be it. I'm never going in expecting Unreal Tournament 2004 again. It would be a very pleasant surprise that would have all of my money if it came out. But I know no game is going to be that. So I'm trying to find something that's I just look at each game as its own individual thing, and then I try to after playing the game. Who knows? There might be another mode that catches my fucking attention.
Hopefully, yes.
I'm hoping for.
Hopefully, yes. But
the 2 that are currently in here, and if this is what I'm supposed to expect, I'm not having that much fun with it.
So I'm judging.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not judging the game modes. I'm reading the room with it because again, I try to judge each game as its own thing, and especially when you're playing games early like this. I'm not so much paying attention to the game modes or even the gameplay as much as I'm paying attention to what I think they're going for. I'm trying to put my head in the mind space of the developer and try to see what they're doing. And I notice a lot of shit in this that lets me know that the 2 game modes we got are definitely not it, and that there's probably going to be a pretty big variety. And that it's definitely always going to be focused around that 3-player team mechanic. So you're never going to get a 2v2. I know that. There's 3 specific classes.
I didn't mean 2v2 is in 2 people versus... No, I meant 1 team versus 1 team.
Well, that's 1v1 then. That's not 2v2. 2v2 would be 2 teams versus 2 teams.
Yeah.
So you'd have 4 teams on the map.
I was just in the moment saying stuff. Yeah.
Okay, but looking at it, all the bones for a lot of the stuff you want are there, and I'm hoping that's what they're going to do. But I'm trying to look at it. It looks like a variety of game modes would play to their benefit, and they are set up to have a variety of game modes. The respawn tokens being a thing tells me that there's going to be a more tactical, serious mode where you have a limited number of lives, so you need to play more carefully. You don't want to run in guns blazing and die because you can only die 2 or 3 times, and then that's it. That there's going to be some more tactical gameplay modes. They have all the bones there to make that. It's a lot of little stuff like that. Like, there's obviously room for more weapons and stuff. There's all the bones are there for them to have things in it. Whether or not that'll be there at launch, I don't fucking know. But clearly the bones are in there for something different than what we got. They probably either A, don't have those modes ready yet, or these are the 2 most requested modes. Maybe they did a vote before. I don't know. I didn't know this game existed until Fox told me about it. But apparently they've done a playtest before this one, and people have known about it. They've done a pretty good job of listening to the community. Maybe these are just the 2 game modes that the community wanted the most. So these are the 2 they made available for the playtest. This is a playtest. So they're just kind of testing things, and they wanted to make sure that they put their best foot forward. And if this was voted as the most popular, then that makes sense. So it's one of 2 things. Either this was the most popular or most requested, or these are the 2 that are the most finished, so they're the most ready to be tested. It's one of those 2. But I imagine that there's definitely going to be more game modes. There's going to be modes designed around that respawn mechanic and around having limited respawns. The fact that they put some of the control points on movable platforms gives you a taste of what a payload-like game mode might be like. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something Overwatch-like a payload-style mode. The fact that there's a halftime means that there's definitely going to be attack and defend style game modes where halfway through the match, the attackers and defenders swap sides. Shit like that. I notice shit like that.
Team sizes. I wonder if they're going to go above 3v3.
So the fact that the team deathmatch style mode they have, the cash out mode, the kill confirm style mode, the fact that is 4 teams of 3 instead of 3, so it's 3v3v3v3, means that okay, the map can definitely handle 12 players at a time. So they absolutely probably could do big team battles where you've got 6v6. That very well could be a thing. They may also do a free-for-all mode.
A payload mode.
And I wouldn't...
you'd want bigger teams because you don't want multiple teams on payload. You want 2 teams, that's it.
Well, the way you could do it would be like when Call of Duty did its event on Warzone, where you'd have the payload, and they'd do 2 payloads active at the same time. So the teams are forced to split their attention between the 2. Which is what Call of Duty did when it did its massive 50v50 mode, and then it had payloads. It split, your teams were forced to split their attention between the 2 payloads. So that's probably how they would handle it if they did a 6v6 mode. I could also see there being a free-for-all mode, a single solo, 12 players on the map, no teams, every man for himself style mode. I could also see a mode where it's probably like survival. I could see that, and that may be what the free-for-all mode would be like. Something like, damn it, what's the name of the game mode in Halo where you have to grab a thing and hold on to it for the most amount of time?
Not capture the flag.
Where you just have to hold on to the skull, and then someone kills you and they pick up the skull. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a free-for-all like single-player mode that was like that, or maybe even a team-based one. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a game mode. There's a lot of options for a lot of different game modes, but all the ones I see happening, which is why I was trying to set your expectations, there's probably a room for a lot of variety like that. But all of those modes are very arcade-like in fashion. They're fast-paced. They're very, focused on just run and gun style stuff. The more tactical, search and destroy, bomb plant thing, you might see that, seeing as how they do have a limited respawn system and a halftime system, but I don't think it would play like like Siege, where it's super slow and tactical, it would still kind of be focused around that arcade-like gameplay. That's general gameplay.
No, I'm not saying I want them to change I want this gameplay, but with the mode of Siege. That's what I want. I don't feel like that's too crazy. Like,
I expect to see
indestructible walls. It has a lot of the things that I think could make it.
I expect to see
Siege and get Siege off their asses.
I expect to see a number. Well, I don't think Siege will even see them as a competitor because their gameplay style is just vastly different. They're not gonna steal people away from Siege. They may share fans. They may at best share fans with Siege, but they're not going to get hardcore Siege players to quit Siege for this. This is too different from Siege, just gameplay wise. It's too arcade-like. People who play Siege want that realism and that slow-paced tactical stuff. This ain't that. You may get some crossover where people like both, but your Siege fans are still going to be Siege fans. Just like, some games are their own unique thing, and the only way you're going to get more of it is to get a sequel. Well, like Fortnite. You can have plenty of third-person shooters, even another third-person battle royale, like, H1Z1 was. You can have, PUBG as a third-person mode. You can have third-person battle royales, but building is specifically Fortnite. It's what makes Fortnite. And any other game did that, it would just be copying Fortnite, and no game's ever going to do it as well as Fortnite. So if you want more of that, you just want more Fortnite. If that's why you're playing Fortnite, then you want Fortnite. You don't want another game. And any game that tried to do it probably wouldn't do it as well and would just be seen as a knockoff and would never take away from... that's Fortnite's thing, and Fortnite's going to own that thing. That is very specifically Fortnite. And each game has their own thing that's very specifically that thing. Siege's specific thing is the hyper-realism, one-shot headshots from any gun, super slow pace and tactical. That's a Siege. Any other game tries to do that, it's just going to feel like Siege. People are just going to call it a Siege ripoff, and it's never going to be as popular as Siege. It's just going to make people want to play Siege again. Anytime a game tries to copy a game that closely, it just makes people want to go back and play the thing it's copying. So they have to do their own thing. So, Call of Duty's guns are specifically Call of Duty. Call of Duty has some mechanics that are specifically Call of Duty. If other games started doing fucking kill streaks and shit, well, that's very specifically a Call of Duty thing. It's just going to make people want to play Call of Duty again. It's never going to steal Call of Duty's audience. So each game needs to become its own thing. And I see what this game's trying to become, and it's definitely room to really hit that nostalgia itch and bring the arena shooter back that was popular in the late 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, it needs to have all your standard modes. It needs to have team deathmatch, capture the flag, all your standard modes that have been there since the dawn of shooters. But it needs to do some more unique stuff too. I like the hold on to a thing, since it has this mechanic where you hold on to a thing, and then you collect points as you hold on to the thing, like Halo's hold on to the skull. It could have a mode like that. It could have a high value target style mode where one person on the map is considered a high value target, and they have to try to survive as long as they can without getting killed. And then the person who kills them becomes a high value target, and it's basically a game of tag. There's a lot of stuff that they could do to vary it up. And I wouldn't be surprised if they rotate those game modes out. I'm just more concerned with what the standard always there game modes are going to be. That's what I don't know what they're going for, because they've got two wildly different modes right now that they're playtesting. What's going to be the main attraction is what I was saying.
Yeah, I have no clue.
So I'm trying to figure out what's going to be there at launch. I mean, for sure these two are going to be there at launch, but there's probably going to be another game mode. What's ranked going to be like? These are the questions. How are they going to implement that halftime system? How are they going to implement that respawn token system? What are those going to be used for? Because obviously they're there. You're going to have a game mode in at launch that takes advantage of those. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's 4 game modes at launch plus a ranked mode. So you'll have 4 quick play modes, and you're already playing 2 of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if the other 2 were something like a a mode that took advantage of the halftime system where there's attacker and defender. Maybe it's what you want with the bomb. Maybe it's a payload style system a la Overwatch. Who knows? But I could see them doing a system like that. That's probably going to be one of the game modes at launch. And then at halftime, they swap sides. And then another mode where it takes advantage of the respawn tokens. It could be one of the other modes called hard, but just a hardcore version of it with limited respawns. It could be its own game mode like Team Deathmatch, and you just have a limited number of respawns. It could be a protect your high value target, or some objective based. That I don't know. I don't know. I'm anticipating 4 game modes at launch, plus a ranked mode, whatever ranked is going to be. Whether ranked is one of those existing modes that becomes the ranked, or whether ranked is its own thing, I don't know. So that's where my mind goes. I try my best not to compare games to other games, especially when the games are trying so hard, like this is clearly doing, to not follow a trend and to be its own thing. And it's clearly not trying to be like any other game out there. It's not a battle royale. It's not trying to copy the battle royale trend. It's not doing the hero shooter thing. Like it's clearly going, no, we're going to do our own thing. I mean, it's borrowing from a lot of different genres at the same time, but it is trying to set itself apart. So I'm trying to see what they're going for. There's not really a game to compare it to. Obviously, Paladins launches, you're going to compare it to Overwatch. It's clearly what they're going for. So this doesn't have a comparable game like that feels like this. Which is why I'm so excited for it, because it is fresh. It is its own thing.
You could compare it to stuff, but you're comparing like the elements of it, not really.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is it's not trying to copy an existing experience or put a spin on an existing experience. It's actually trying to craft its own experience using elements from several others, which is fine. That's how most things are made. Even music borrows notes from other stuff. Like, that's just how it works. Nothing's original anymore, as they say. The only original stuff anymore is finding new things to build with existing elements. So, and this is, I think, doing a pretty good job of that, because it's got a number of elements from a number of different games. It's got cool movement, kind of Apex style movement. It's got kind of Call of Duty style shooting, or more Doom style shooting with the unlimited ammo and, never having to, it's got the arena style shooting. It's got the Apex style movement. It's got the, the Call of Duty and Destiny style objectives. It's also got respawn. It's got a number of elements from a number of different games that it's trying to just make their own thing, which I respect. And that's why I can't find a solid game to compare it to when people ask me what it's like, because
it's just that it's so fucking, it's like, it has all of the little things that I like, and then I just really don't like those game modes, man.
Because it's just, I'm anticipating. I'm anticipating more game modes, but the other one just sounds closer to what you like, which is why I'm shocked you spent all night playing this one instead. I like this one. I like game modes that are like this, that funnel people into an objective, and those are some of my favorite. Like, that was my favorite game mode to play in Destiny 2. It's my favorite game mode to play when Call of Duty does an event, the one where you just capture a point. And I like the capture a point and then have to move a thing to another point. Like, I like all of that. So you funnel them into a location, and then you're forcing them to move to a new location, which opens them up and adds a little element to it, so they're not just holding that location forever. It's not like Hardpoint where you just hold it forever. So, but I tend to like that stuff because I can be a little more tactical and it doesn't feel so brainless. And that's what Team Deathmatch usually ends up feeling like for me. It just ends up feeling mindless because there's no real way to be tactical when enemies are everywhere and could be anywhere at any time. And I just really hate getting into a gunfight and then getting third-partied constantly because everyone's just running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And that's what Team Deathmatch always feels like to me. Just a bunch of people running around aimlessly. Because the only objective is to run around until you see a person and then shoot them. I mean, it's mindless fun. I like Team Deathmatch, but I like this better. I like both the game modes that are in this, but I like this better. But that's just me. I prefer a more objective-based game.
I mean,
that's why I kind of take the battle royales, because even though they're not quote-unquote objective-based, there is an objective, and the objective is don't die. So people don't typically treat battle royales like Call of Duty or Fortnite like a team deathmatch game. They're a little more careful because they know they only have one life to live. Presumably, they could respawn. So you get a little more of that in something like Rebirth on COD, but for the most part, if you're playing standard battle royale modes, people tend to be more careful and they don't just run in. It doesn't feel like team deathmatch where everyone is running around aimlessly. People always seem to be moving with a purpose in a battle royale because they don't want to die. And team deathmatch with infinite respawns, it always seems like people don't care if they die, so they just run in guns blazing or just run around. It's just chaos.
Team deathmatch because it is just chaos, and it literally just lets me play the game, get kills, unlock shit.
Yeah. And I like team deathmatch for that purpose. It's fun, brainless
Honestly,
chaos.
I could care less if they add team deathmatch.
But I can't take it seriously. It's the same reason I can't take Fortnite seriously with all the anime bullshit. It just feels like mindless chaos. And I can't get competitive with mindless chaos. I need some structure so that I know what the rules are and I can actually form, that it actually takes some skill and I can actually form tactics and stuff. And I want to outthink my opponent as much as I outplay them. And team deathmatch is always just who outplayed who, because you're going to die. You're always going to die because there's always going to be a third party some fucking where that you can't account for. It's just chaos. Chaos can be fun, but I can't be competitive with chaos. I can have fun with it, and it can be fun to grind those modes to unlock things, and I'm with you on that. But I don't want that to be the main attraction because that's not competitive. And if this is trying to be an esport, you need a structured competitive, game mode. Even real life sports that are meant to be chaotic and, the only other purpose is to just literally beat the hell out of your opponent. Even those have rules and structure. It's not just chaos. Even in the closest thing you have to it, which is UFC, so that that's the sport with the least amount of rules. But there's still rules. You can't just run out there beating the shit out of somebody like a madman. There are things that are off limits that you can't do. It's not chaos. It's not just a brawl, There's still a tactic to it. And that's what I tend to gravitate more. If you want me to take your game seriously and actually try to get good and treat it like an actual sport, which is clearly what this game wants to do. I mean, it has a fucking sports announcer in it, for Christ's sake. This clearly wants to be treated like a sport. Then you need to structure it like a sport. It needs to have a structured... Your main attraction needs to have structured game modes. You can have modes played for fun that you can play for practice, but your ranked modes, your esports modes, they need to have some structure to them. So that people watching need to know the rules and they need to know what they're watching. Specifically, if you're because viewership is where you get your money in esports, and you want the viewer to be able to follow along with the game and know what's going on. And if it's chaotic and the person's never played the game before, they're just watching it, they're not gonna know what the fuck's going on. No one likes to watch a sport if they can't tell who's winning. There's a reason no one watches curling. Do you know the rules of curling? Do you know how to tell who's winning if you're watching curling?
Nope.
No one does. It's nonsense. No one watches that shit. It's one of those games that that the rules are so weird. I assume
it's like darts, but you slide it across ice, right?
No. So
and then the other people can bump your darts off, and that's the strategy.
Apparently there's points for bumping and points for not bumping. There's points for getting it to a certain area. The people that are
more complex, but
yeah, it's way complex to the point that people don't understand what they're watching, so they can't tell who's winning just by watching it. You have to basically wait until the score is tallied at the end. And that's not fun to watch because you don't know how the judges are interpreting the score as the game is being played. Because they score it based on how far the thing travels. And there's no target, so you don't see how far it's supposed to travel or where it's supposed to go. You just see an area. It's apparently where it lands in the area, whether or not it bumps into something, how the people that are doing that weird moppy thing behind it do something like that. Yeah. It's scored weird. And it's got weird rules, and that's why it's not popular. So that's really the only thing I can compare this to is sports in general, because it's trying to basically be a digital sport, a digital sporting event, which I'm excited for because I don't like real sports. But I could see myself getting into this if it's done right, and I could see myself trying to quote unquote get good if there's a cohesive, you know, gameplay to it, that this is what I can expect. And it's not just mindless chaos. I'm fine with mindless chaos modes for me to grind and unlock and kind of take a break from the competitive mode, but I want the main attraction to be the competitive nature of the game, which is clearly what they're going for, to be sports-like in nature, where I know the rules, I know what does what, I know how to win, I know how the game is played. Now it's just comes down to a test of skill and teamwork. What team outmaneuvered the other team, what team outplayed the other team. Like, I want to see cool plays and stuff. And I've had some of those moments already in this game where I've had some pretty clutch tight moments where I did something smart, or somebody did something so smart that I couldn't get mad at them for beating us, and just taking full advantage of the tools the game gives you to outsmart your opponent and outplay them. You know, people leveling whole buildings at the right time, or, you know, popping the floor out from under somebody, or dropping the ceiling on people while they're in a room. I've seen people do that. Now, I was on their team, and I had 2 heavies on my team, and I was the medium. And the 2 heavies put breach charges and C4 on the 4 corners of the roof and detonated them all at the same time. And the roof just fell as one solid plate on top of everybody in the room. They wiped like 1.5 teams. It was fucking insane. I wasn't streaming at the time, but I was like, yeah, being able to do cool shit like that. Those 200 IQ moments. This game has a lot of potential for stuff like that, especially with the destructible environments. And I was spectating one guy on my team who was just a singular heavy who brought an entire building down by himself, Fortnite style. He did his charge to run through all the outer walls on one side of the building at one time, and then he switched to his sledgehammer, and he just started breaking the outer walls, and then he broke the 2 walls in the middle, just like you would in Fortnite to bring a structure down, and the whole thing collapsed. Everyone inside died, because they were so busy fighting over the objective on the 3rd floor that they didn't notice this guy on the bottom doing that. So I could see high-level gameplay in this getting insane, where just... Because right now, everybody just tries to lock down that one room. I could see them being like, oh shit, we need to secure the whole building so they don't bring it down on top of us, you know? Or finding ways to protect yourself from it if it does fall down on top of you, like putting a bubble shield down. Everybody gets inside the bubble shield, and the bubble shield will actually protect you from falling debris. So the whole building can come down on top of you, and you guys are just stuck inside a protective bubble. So... it's a lot of cool shit like that. There's always they seem to have thought pretty well in advance for what to have a counterplay to everything. There's even a way to counter a building falling on you. The bubble shield. So the tools are there. That's the kind of gameplay that I tend to gravitate more. One where you can take advantage of and use some crazy tools. Anyway, I'll take a little bit of a nap, get my day started, and I may do a little day stream. I may stream later today.
Alright.
Later, man.
Later.